Good day, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed staffs, and our dear pupils. It is with great joy and deep sense of responsibility that I warmly welcome you all to this special event of our end of the year session debate competition. Today, we are gathered here not only to witness an intellectual exchange of ideas, but also to celebrate spirit of critical thinking, eloquent expression, and respectful argument. This competition provides a platform for our people to shaping their public speaking skills, improve their confidence, and broaden their understanding of important issues in our societies. At this moment, I would like to respectfully acknowledge and introduce some important personalities present with us here today. So, our ever supportive, dedicated headmistress, Mrs. Ihiobi Victoria, thank you for your continuous commitment to excellence and for making this event possible. To our passionate and hardworking member of staff, Uncle Philip, we are glad to have you here with us. And on my humble self, Mr. Ihiovi Peter, I have the honor of moderating this debate competition. Now to the brilliant mind who will be engaging in intellectual battle today, our debaters. From the proposing side, we have Abdulaziz Faizat serving as the first speaker and Zakaria Kalima as second speaker. And from the opposing side, we have Ibrahim Fatimetu Zahara, our first speaker, and Abdul Razak Bahira, our second speaker. We are proud to have each and every one of you and wish you the very best as you present your arguments. Debate is an essential part of academic growth. It teaches us to speak with clarity, to listen respectfully, and think critically. It nurtures teamwork, confidence, and the ability to persuade with facts and logic. To ensure fairness in this judgment, here are some guiding rules and criteria that our judges will be using to assess each speaker. Number one is neatness. Appearance matters in public speaking, and pupils are expected to be presentable. Then we have clear diction and grammatical construction. We shall be listening to proper punctuation, vocabulary usage, and the structure of arguments. And lastly, penalty for grammatical error. For each grammatical error observed, a 0.5 mark will be deducted from the speaker's total score. And now, it is with great anticipation and excitement that I officially declare this debate competition open. The topic for today's debate is parents should be more involved in their child's education for good outcome. Let us all listen attentively, support your debaters respectfully, and enjoy this lively exchange of ideas. Let the debate begin. I have the honor to introduce to you now the first speaker from the opposing side. Let's put our hands together for her as she mounts the stage.
Good day to the chairman, ladies chairperson, my worthy opponent, and my careful listeners. I am Abdulaziz Faizal, provincial speaking of this outstanding state. Today I stand before you to advocate for the nation that parents should be more involved in their child or children education for a good outcome. This is not just a matter of preference but a necessity that has far-reaching effects for our children, academics, success, overall development. Firstly, parental involvement directly correlates academic performance. Number of studies have shown that children whose parents engage in their education are more likely to achieve higher grades, attend school regular, or demonstrate better behavior in the class. As a report from the National Center for Statistics for Education, children with a rough parents are 20% more likely to graduate from high school and pursue higher education. Secondly, children benefit from the emotional support that comes with parents. Education is not only about academics, it's just about fostering resilience, confidence, and a love for learning. When parents take an active role in their child education, they become partner with teacher. Be it through helping with homework, attend school regular, or demonstrating better behavior in the class. As a report, They send the powerful message that education is important. This nature and environment where children feel value and support, leading to higher self-esteem and a greater likelihood of pursuing their interests and passion. Moreover, parental environment foster better communication between parents and educators, creating a cohesive support system for the child. When parents take an active role in their child's education, they become partners. This collaboration allows for more personalized support to address learning challenge, ensuring that no child is left behind. By bridging the gap between home and school, we are content that by bridging the gap between home and school, we create an ecosystem for the child use. Lastly, in our rapid changing world, the lessons learned in the school are prioritized to be preparing our, our children for life beyond school. The technology and societal dynamics are evolving at an unpredictable at are evolving at an unpredictable rate. Children need guidance to navigate those changes. Parents who are involved in their children's education can impart important life skills, value, and critical thinking necessary in the modern world. In conclusion, the evidence is clear. Increased parental involvement leads to improved academic outcomes, supports emotional well-being, enhances communication between teachers and families, and prepares children for future challenges. As a society, we must recognize the critical roles of parents play in education and activity encourage. We can foster an environment where our children are only succeed academically but thrive as well-rounded individually. Thanks.
All right, let's put our hands together for her. Very nice point from her, but stage fright is not encouraged. You must also cultivate the habit of boldness while delivering your point. Without waste of our time, we want to call on the first speaker from the opposing side to give us her points.
Good day to the chairman, lady chairperson, well-respected judges, timekeeper, my opponent, and my good listener. I am by name Ibrahim Fatima, primary six people of this notable Western School. Today, I stand in opposition to the notion that parents should be more involved in their child education for a good outcome. While the intention behind this idea may seem noble, we must carefully examine its implications and potential drawbacks. Firstly, we contend that increased parental involvement does not necessarily equate to improved educational outcomes. Numbers of studies indicate that overly involved parents can actually hinder child independence and critical thinking abilities. When parents are too present in their child education, constantly checking homework, micromanaging school projects, and intervening in teacher-student relationships, children may be overly reliant on their parents for guidance, ultimately stunting their ability to make decisions to solve problems on their own. Secondly, we consider to diverse social economic background for families. Not all parents have the time, resource, or ability to be more involved in their child education. Parents who work multiple jobs to provide their family may not have opportunity to attend school meeting, help in homework. It is essential to focus on creating equitable educational environment rather than placing the burden outcome solely on parental involvement. Additionally, we agree that education themselves should bear a greater responsibility for student outcome. Teachers are trained professionals whose primary mission is to support and guide students in their learning process. By investing in teachers training, systemic support and educational resources will create a more effective learning without burden with increased expectation. In conclusion, while parents plays roles in education, it is not a panacea that many proponents suggest. We urge you to consider the autonomy of child, event circumstances of family and critical role of education in shaping a child educational experience and shifting the focus away from parental involvement and towards systemic support. Within and around, it is essential to focus on creating equitable educational outcomes. Thanks.
All right, it's a very nice point from the first speaker from the opposing side. I think the opposing side are the relying more, stressing more on self-independency. Well, the debate is getting tougher. Without wasting, I have my reservations though, but we'll wait till the end of the debate. So, without wasting much of our time, we welcome the second speaker from the opposing side to give us a point.
Good day to the chairman, lady chairperson, panel lecturers, my respected opponent, and my gentlemen listeners. My name is Zakar Kalemim from the three people of this great school. As a second speaker supporting that parents should be more involved in their child or children education for good outcome, I stand to emphasize the critical role that parents involve play in shaping a child education success. Education is not merely the responsibility of school and teacher. It is a collaborative effort where parents are guide partners in the learning journey. Firstly, let us consider the research. Studies constantly shows that children with engaged parents are more likely to achieve higher educational grades, demonstrate better social skills, and exhibit greater resilience. Moreover, parental involvement extends beyond academics. When parents communicate with teachers and participate in school activities, they are modeling the value of education for their children. This involvement reinforces the idea that education is a priority, not just an obligation. Children who see their parents taking an active interest in their schooling are more likely to achieve education and strive for excellence. Furthermore, let us address a critical aspect of this debate, the need for a supportive home environment. Children face various pressures in their educational pursuit, and having a parent who are engaged can significantly reduce stress and anxiety. Parents who are aware of their child education challenges can provide tailored support, whether through homework assistance, creating a structural study schedule, or by simply being there to listen and encourage. This support system can make a difference in the child academics. In conclusion, it is clear that increased parental involvement is essential in a child education outcome. By nurturing a positive learning environment and fostering meaningful connection with education, parents can play a transformative role in their child education success. Let us advocate for parental engagement, for it is not merely but beneficial in cultivating well-rounded successful studies. Thank you.
All right, that's a very nice point. All right, well done, second speaker from the opposing side. Well, parental involvement cannot be underemphasized, but I think opposing side rather, has a cogent point to counter the proposing side. Join me, let's welcome to the podium the second speaker from the proposing side to give us her points. Thank you. From the opposing side, thank you.
Good day to the chairman, to the chairperson, fellow of incomplete judges, the great timekeeper, my listeners. Standing before some Razak Bahia, if I'm a true pupil of the grade school, I stand before you to tell the notion that parents should be more involved in their child education for a good outcome. While the intention behind this idea is commendable, it overlooks several physical factors that ultimately hinder the health of the academic journey. First, let us consider the diversity of family dynamics, similar to what my first class said earlier. Not all parents have the time and media resources to be deeply involved in their child education for a good outcome in their children education. Many parents work multiple jobs to support their family, giving them little time and energy and engage fully with their children's school activities or homework. Imposing additional expectation on these parents can lead to undue stress and feeling inadequacy, potentially damaging the parent-child relationship. It is crucial to acknowledge these challenges and not a one-size fit all approach regarding parental involvement. The first class earlier examines the roles of teachers and schools to improving child education and also educators as a professional in training and guiding in the educational process. Let me add that we must recognize the parental involvement and how this depends when parents are too involved in their child educational outcomes. Children may rely on their parents for everything. Education should not be only about academic achievement, but also be about nurturing self-discovery, a balance that can be very disrupted by over-involvement. In conclusion, while parental involvement has its benefits, advocating for increased involvement failures to recognize the complexities of family, the expertise of educators, the risk of dependency, and the importance of fostering independence in children. Rather than pushing for more parental involvement, we should instead promote balanced partnership between parents, teachers, and students, where each party can thrive in their respective roles. Thanks.
All right, it's a good fight on a good argument. Let me not call it fight. It's indeed a very nice moment we've had together in this debate competition. I see people arguing. It is important that at this stage people argue on either the parents should be involved or not in their child education. At first, I feel like Why will parents not be involved in their child's education? Why will parents leave their child? But I think the opposing speakers are telling me that there is need for a child to learn independency. While the proposing speaker are insisting that either a child learn independency, there is need for a parent to be involved in their child's education. Well, I will leave the judges to decide on whoever win. But I want to say those things. I want to say these things that whoever win, there is no winner and there is no loser. Debate competition is judged based on the criteria I've listed earlier before we started. And you might have a very good point, but maybe your dictions are not well arranged, grammatical errors, and all your dressings are not neat, and all of that. They contribute greatly to the outcome of result. But if you ask me to say, I will round up with this. Yes, parents should be involved financially. They should give out the money needed for their child to go to school from the primary level up to the university level. But what a parent should not do is they should not always solve the homework for their pupils and students. They should not always interfere on their academic growth. They should make sure that the students sometimes make their choices by themselves. There are instances that parent wants to be involved to the extent that a parent wants to say, I want to I want to choose a course you want to study for you in the university or at secondary school level when they are asked which path they want to go to. A parent wants to say, I want my child to be a doctor because I am a doctor. I want my child to be a lawyer because I'm a lawyer. While the child is good in art courses, the parent is forcing them to go through science courses, all because of their involvement. That is why I see that the parents should allow their children to make choices as far as their academic journey is concerned. But financially, a parent should be involved. We are not saying here that so since parents are not to be involved in the child education, the parents should leave them alone, let them go and do linear jobs and all sort of things to get money for their school fees. No, a parent should pay the school fee of their pupils, but parents should allow them to make their choices. Whenever a child says, I want to be an art student, I want to study education, I want to study this and that, the parents should guide them, lead them through the proper route. And if they have to change, the parents should explain to them why they cannot study a particular course. Or the parents should not force their child to go through a particular course and always imposing those things on them. This is my own stand on this debate. And I will say that the result of this debate will be announced in subsequent time. Thank you very much for your time. I remain your moderator, Mr. Peter Ihobi. Goodbye.